Welcome to the story of the Swineherd Prince, a magical tale of love, pride, and an unforgettable lesson. A young prince fell in love with a proud and haughty princess, but instead of approaching her as a royal, he disguised himself as a humble swineherd. Why would a prince do such a thing? And will the princess ever realize the true value of love? Let's step into this enchanted fairy tale world where surprises await at every turn. Once upon a time, there was a poor prince who had a very small kingdom. However, though his kingdom was small, it was large enough for him to seek a wife, and he was now ready to find a lifelong companion. He was quite willing to ask the emperor's daughter, "Will you marry me?" He could very well do so, for his fame spread far and wide, and perhaps hundreds of princesses would have answered yes, if he had asked them. But this was the emperor's daughter. Listen to the whole story. On the grave of his father grew a rose tree. Oh, how beautiful that rose tree was. Every 5 years it bore a single flower, and that flower was so fragrant that anyone who smelled it forgot all their troubles. The prince also had a nightingale that sang so beautifully. From its tiny throat came the most melodious tunes. The emperor's daughter heard about these and wanted both the rose and the nightingale. So the prince placed both in silver caskets and sent them to her. The emperor had them brought to him in the great hall, where the princess was playing at receiving guests with her ladies-in-waiting. As soon as she saw the silver caskets, she clapped her hands with joy and exclaimed, "Oh, I wish it were a little kitten." But instead, they brought out the rose. The ladies-in-waiting exclaimed, "Oh, how beautiful!" The emperor said, "Beautiful is not enough. It must be called exquisite." But the princess ran up to smell the rose and pouted. "Oh, father, it's a real flower, not an artificial one." The courtiers echoed, "Oh dear, a real rose." The emperor said, "Let's see what's in the other casket before getting upset." They opened the casket, and out came the nightingale. It began to sing melodiously, so beautifully that there was nothing to criticize. The ladies-in-waiting said in their usual poor French, "Charmante, merveilleux, charming, marvelous." An old courtier added, "This bird reminds me of the late Empress's musical snuff box. It's exactly the same, from the voice to the tune." "Exactly, exactly," said the emperor, and then he burst into tears like a child. The princess said, "I can't believe this is a real nightingale." Those who brought the bird replied, "Indeed, it's a real bird." "Then let it fly away," she said, and she firmly refused to let the prince enter the palace. But the prince was not discouraged. He smeared his face with black and brown paint, pulled his cap down low, and knocked at the palace gate. He asked for work. He got a job as a swineherd who looked after the pigs of the emperor. A miserable job indeed, for someone who just the other day had sent the princess the most beautiful gifts in the world. Now he stayed in a small dark room next to the pigsty. There he worked, and soon he made a wonderful musical pot. When the pot was boiling, it played a lovely tune. "Ah, you beautiful lady, what do you think of me?" It was a song that everyone knew. But the wonderful thing was that when one put a finger in the steam of the pot, one could smell what everyone in town was cooking. Now, that was something different. The princess happened to be passing by with her ladies-in-waiting and heard the song. She stopped and listened. She found it delightful. Then she caught the scent of roast meat and soup and she was curious. "Go in and ask the swineherd what it is," she told one of her ladies. So the lady went in and asked. "It's a magical pot," said the swineherd. "It plays a tune, and if you stick your finger in the steam, you can smell what your neighbours are cooking." "How marvellous," said the lady and repeated it to the princess. "He wants 10 kisses from the princess for the pot," the swineherd added. "What an insolent man," said the princess and turned away. But after a while she returned. The tune was too lovely and the smell from the pot too tempting. "Tell him he can have 10 kisses from my ladies-in-waiting," she said. "No," said the swineherd, "10 kisses from the princess or no pot." The princess really wanted the pot, so she counted out the kisses as from 1, 2, 3, right up to 10. Then she got the pot. The swineherd was happy. Next, he made a rattle that played only one tune, but a very lovely one. The princess came by again. She liked it. "What do you want for it?" she asked. 100 kisses from the princess," he said. "Are you mad?" cried the princess. But she still wanted the rattle. "Can't I give you money?" "No," said the swineherd. 100 kisses or nothing." The princess looked around. "Make a screen so no one sees," she said. So her ladies-in-waiting held up their cloaks. The swineherd counted 1, 2, 3. At that moment, the emperor was passing by. He stopped. "What's going on here?" he asked, and stepped forward. He saw the princess kissing a filthy swineherd. "What disgrace!" he cried. "Out, both of you! Leave my kingdom immediately!" The princess wept. The swineherd wiped his paint off and stood tall. He revealed his true self. He was the prince. "I came to test you," he said. "You rejected a true gift, my rose and nightingale. But for trinkets, you gave kisses to a swineherd." "Farewell," he said, and left. The princess stood there, humiliated. And so, the prince walked away, leaving the princess standing in silent regret. The story ends not just with sadness, but with a powerful lesson. True love cannot be bought with gold, nor should it be traded for pride. Dear little ones, always cherish those who are sincere with you, and never let arrogance make you lose the most precious thing of all, a genuine heart. If you enjoyed this story, please click the button below to subscribe and give me more motivation to make more videos. Thank you, everyone.